Alright guys, welcome back. We are watching my teen romantic comedy SNAFU, Oregairu, Season 1, Episode 655. Last time, we had to deal with some rumors being spread around class. Hachiman got some friends, right? Like, he's big progress, huge for him. He still has some problems about, like, viewing people as his friends, so I don't know how, like, what the actual progress that we've made is, right? Because it's his mentality. He has to be able to, like, to change it in order to change, right? That obviously. I don't know. I guess we'll see. They were doing like the workplace visits or whatever the whole thing was. Maybe we will get that in this episode. I don't know. I guess we'll see. So we are watching episode 5. You can line your own copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. He's doing something stupid again. Yeah. It's, literally. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's like, God. He just has, like, so many different angles to attack it from. Mm-hmm. Right, right. Mm-hmm. You're not a superhero. God. Deserved. Oh, her from the end of the episode. Kawasaki Saki. Interesting. Does he know her? It's like, hello, don't say that. Interesting. Hmm. Another kid that Saratsuka is saying is a troublemaker is interesting. God, I love how Hachiman just had, like, all of these different, like, angles to try and excuse his tardiness, right? Like, it just shows how hollow and stupid his, like, line of thinking with that kind of thing is, right? How he had 3 or 4 different excuses all queued up that are all, like, in the same vein of, like, his stupid, like, manifestos and stuff, you know? Like, God. Hmm. Okay. Yoyogi Prep School. Ooh. Summer school, huh? Could not read that. Oh. They're hanging out with Saika. When the going gets tough. I. What? That can't be right. That can't be right. Yeah, that sounds better. Does that count? I guess. I that's kind of is what happened, but don't worry about it. What is his face? That true. Thank you, Yukino. Indeed. I thought you didn't care about any of that, though. Come on. Why go to college anyway? Interesting. At least I would assume that would be his mentality, right? Oh. Awesome. Great. Okay. Fantastic. Ooh. They've never met his sister, probably. I literally. Whoa. Hmm. Whoa. I thank you. Thank you. So then what are you? It's an acquaintance? Okay, I guess. God. We gotta work on that. Come on. Taishi. Ah. Oh, okay. Saki. Right. Right. Like, I get a grip, man. Come on. Yeah, seems like it, right? I bet she's friends with everyone. Don't ask anyone that, honestly. Hmm. Interesting. Because it's interesting because Hachiman hasn't gone that far, right? To stop going to school, even. He does. That's not untrue. Oh God. Uh-oh. Oh no. We have a traumatic memory. I wonder what the actual like pun there is. I don't know. Hmm. But she was looking at like the poster with like the summer school stuff, right? I wonder if you have some too. Right? Yeah, I guess it's a job for the volunteer club, I suppose. Okay, okay. Fix our own problems. Sure, that's kind of always your attitude in a way, though, right? Yeah. We got to do something to help, though, right? Animal therapy? Is that really the answer? Is that really the answer? Okay, okay. I maybe. I guess. I guess that could work. Like maybe, right? Oh God, what is Hachiman's position? Aw. Oh God. Then what are we doing? Yeah, no, she's doing nothing. No, don't worry about it. No, you were hearing things. Mm-hmm. God. Mm-hmm. But you've surpassed it. Exactly. Yeah. God. Oh. I just hangs up, but like, hello? You probably have something to say. No, you aren't. Ooh. I like awesome. Great. This was a horrible plan anyway. So I don't know. Maybe. Hard to do though. It's like if it was that simple, I mean. Ooh. I we'll see, I guess. Okay. I mean, she really cares about the students, right? Ooh. Interesting. Oh, I don't know if that's the right way to approach it. Oh God, don't say that. Jesus. God. I actually wonder, right? Like, hmm. I feel like that that can't be the right way to approach it, you know? Um, hmm. Because what if she already cares about that? What if she already is thinking about that, right? Because, like, if she was looking at the summer school thing, right? Like, is that the reason why, right? Maybe not. Like, maybe she's so tired because she is putting in a lot of work because she does care what, like, her parents think, what other people think of her. God, if even Hayama. Oh. First time, probably. No, it's, you know, I get it. What was that sound? Oh, oh, is she working like a part-time job? Yeah. Oh God, it's Angel Mort. Yeah. Wonder if it's like, it's literally Angel Mort. Like, is she working a part-time job, like, for her parents or something, I wonder, right? Because she worries, I guess? I wonder. Thank God. No, he's awesome. Yeah, come on. He's gonna save the day, I'm sure. I guess he had to show up if we're going to a maid cafe. Of course. Sure. She's probably here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh God. What are we doing? Oh God. Right. What are you doing? Why? Okay. Right. 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 Far. Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The far below what he wants, I'm sure. Right. Right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I bet Hachimon agrees. Come on. Oh God. Why did we get dressed up? Why, like, how did this happen? They both, like, went and applied for a job and they got hired immediately? Oh, okay. Interesting. Shut up. Uh-huh. Right. I'm sure. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Hmm. Oh, wow. I really dressed up, huh? We are all really dressed up. Oh, God, yeah. No kidding, huh? Ooh. She's just Yukino. Interesting. Oh God, like, what a place, huh? Oh, is that her? I bet she's well used to this. Maybe. Yeah. Of course she doesn't know him, obviously. Hmm. I don't remind her of your last interaction, please. With that. God, you gotta lay off sometimes. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Indeed. It's because people I care about you, right? Interesting. But like her go-to thing was, hmm. Oh, interesting. I literally. Ah, right, right. Oh, probably, right? So, I mean, I assume so. I guess I don't know what the laws are like in Japan, like working with alcohol and stuff, but as a high school, you can't do that here. Hmm. I wonder, like, does she need the money herself, or is it for, like, her family or something, right? Yeah, yeah, that's what I assume, unfortunately. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, she's not one to talk, huh? From her perspective. Mm-hmm. Oh, but Yukino does not like that. It's like that very thing, like being defined by all of that, that she does not like. Ooh. Pulls herself right back together, though. Really? Nothing to do about it, huh? At 5:30 a.m., Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. You know, because we talked about money earlier too, with like Hachiman and the scholarship stuff and all of that. I wonder if that's what's going on here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Ah, just so much, like, so much weight on her shoulders, so much work, right? Yeah, yeah. It's like she seems so worried about that, you know? Like when Hiratsuka told her to think about her parents' feelings. That's what she's already doing, right? I God. Mm-hmm. Don't expose him. God. Don't say that. Come on. Wikipedia. I wonder. I don't know. Hmm. So, Hanakawa coded. Yeah. And that's what family's for, right? Like, taking all that weight on your own shoulders like that is not what they would want from you, right? You're making them worry. Exactly. That's what some siblings are like, right? Does Yukino have any siblings? Interesting. Maybe she does. I wonder what their relationship is like if she does. Oh God. Don't even suggest it. I'm worried. Yeah, I'm worried how he's gonna react to that. Oh, she was. Oh, okay. Really interesting. Huh. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Sure. Maybe Yuri's attitude towards Hachiman makes more sense like that too, then. I suppose. Why did he... Interesting. It's like it's created more of a distance between them there. Like, why is Hachiman acting like this now? No, I can understand why, actually, but... Oh, it's like he wants to create distance. Oh, I almost wonder if, in a way, he almost feels like betrayed, which is a crazy thing to say, but... Ooh. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Oh yeah, he thinks that's all this has been. Yeah, he thinks it's all fake, that it's all... Oh, wow. Yeah. But that hasn't been why at all, right? God. I... Literally. Oh. Yeah, yeah, but he thinks it, like, doesn't count, it's not real. Yeah, what a fucking asshole, honestly, right? God. Literally, actually. God. Damn. And that's... You don't want that. You don't want that kind of connection, right? Just being nice. Just being nice. Yeah, yeah. And that, like, devalues it in his mind, right? Because if she's nice to everyone, then kindness itself is a lie. God. A veteran. I don't know about that. God. Man, what a... Okay, God. What an ending, huh? Just that whole last part. God. I understand. I completely get it. I completely understand his feelings. I don't agree with them, obviously. But I completely understand his, like, emotional process, I guess. A different song, a different ending. Hmm. Just Yui singing, yeah. Interesting. Hello, alone. God, what an episode. Okay, we'll talk about it in the discussion. Okay, let's talk about the episode. Oh, we gotta talk about the stuff at the end first, right? Man, I completely understand. I completely understand Hachiman's, like, emotional, like, thought process here, I guess, right? He thinks this relationship between him and Yui is built on, like, these false pretenses, right? He feels like He feels like it's like transactional, I guess, right? It is, I think in my mind, it's kind of like the same. It's kind of like the same thing, the same like line of thought, the same feelings that have led to like Yukino being so distant from people, right? Like the way that she is so aware of how other people view her and like her position like socially and all of that, right? It's like that with Hachiman here, but just much on a much lesser, less extreme, I guess, just in a different way, right? How he thinks the only reason Yui cares about him, the only reason Yui is being nice to him, being like his friend in any way, is because he saved her dog, right? So he thinks now it like in his mind, it like recontextualizes their whole relationship they've had, and now he thinks, like what? That she, yeah, that if he hadn't saved that dog, she wouldn't care about him. She wouldn't be his friend, So that means it's this weird like transactional thing almost, right? It's like fake. It's like their relationship is like not real, right? Um, God, and I can completely understand that thought process, I guess, right? It feels like it's like he's like a fool, I guess, right? Like if he has entertained the idea of Yui having been like his real friend in any way, then now he thinks of himself as having been a stupid idiot the whole time, who couldn't see the obvious fact that she only cared about him because he saved her dog, right? Um, which is just stupid. It's just such a stupid way to think about it, right? Um, Again, it's like the same reason why Yukino, remember when she first met Hachiman, she immediately assumed that Hachiman was like interested in her and only was here because he like wanted to date her, and like she makes all those assumptions and stuff about the way other people perceive her and all of that, right? It's like I guess what it comes down to is like in a relationship with another person, like a friendship or even like a romantic relationship, anything like that, right? Um, it's very easy to be very worried about the way the other person perceives you and all of that, right? Um, and I guess that's kind of like what this is. I guess it's not that Hachiman is like embarrassed. It's not like him saving her dog was like a bad thing. It's not like him saving her dog is something he like is embarrassed by doing. I could imagine in a sense like I could kind of understand it if he is in like a way. Um, but either way, it's not like it's something he regrets, I guess. Although maybe the outcome of it he kind of does. But it's just because he now knows that Yui is viewing him through that lens of, oh, you're the one who saved my dog. He thinks that as like compensation for that, she's just being nice to him because of that, right? Which is just, God, it's just so, oh, it's so stupid. Oh, it's just so wrong, right? Like he because it goes back to the accident too, because the accident is something that he does regret so much. He views it as like the start of his downfall and all of this, right? Um, and so the accident in some way being like being responsible, I suppose, right? Because he saved the dog then for his friendship with Yui, right? For his connection to her, which has been kind of like him coming back out of the hole in a way, right? Um, like how does that make him feel? How does that make him feel, right? Like not good, right? Not good. That it's like he has this way of thinking, I suppose, in my mind, where he wants other people, or he thinks relationships only count, that they're only like real if uh it's like how do I even explain it? I don't even know how to explain it. It's just he thinks this relationship doesn't count because he thinks Yui's only being nice to him because of what he did for her. It's like this weird transactional thing, right? In his mind. So he thinks relationships can only be real if it's not like that, right? And I guess the reason why I'm struggling with my words with that is because every relationship is like that in some way, right? Like not transactional. I think viewing it as transactional is a bad way to like think about it and a bad way to view it. But everyone is nice to you because like you might be nice to them because there's some kind of like reciprocity there, right? Like if Hachiman if Hachiman was just crazy and insane and like I screamed at Yui every time she spoke to him, they wouldn't have a friendship at all, right? Like it is because of his attitude and his behavior, as like crazy as he can be at times, right? That they have formed some amount of a friendship, right? Like of course, like the fact that their relationship in his mind only started because She knew that he's the one who saved her dog. That just doesn't matter, right? Like you could undermine that in for everything forever, right? Like he could say his relationship with his sister doesn't matter because they're only siblings and that's it, right? And maybe he does think that in a way, right? Like she only cares about him because he's her brother, right? With Yukino, right? He could say like, oh, um, we're just in the same club, right? And that's the club is all that really matters, right? So, like therefore, we I guess their relationship doesn't. It's rough right now, right? For sure. I'm sure they'll get there eventually. But like he could say if they ever do like get closer to each other in some way, right? That the only reason they're actually friends at all is because they're both in the volunteer club, and Hiratsuka made him be in there and all of this. He could undermine all of his relationships like this forever for his entire life, right? Whatever kind of friendship or relationship he actually wants just doesn't exist, right? Or his qualifications, his the way he categorizes them is just wrong, right? Like it's impossible for something to like get over the hurdle that he thinks it has to cross to like be a real relationship or a real friendship, right? Like I don't know. Doesn't make any sense, right? It does make sense. I understand him. I understand like where he's coming from, unfortunately. But you broke your leg and got to know a cute girl like Yuri-san in return. Like even the way that his sister like puts it, right, is in like this like almost I guess not a transactional way, but like kinda, right? But almost like one followed from the other, I suppose. And Hachiman really doesn't like that, right? He hates thinking of it like that. I guess he thinks that makes like a mockery of a relationship in a way. That's like the kind of thing that's like almost like the whole reason why he's like this in the first place, I feel like, right? I think despite the way he acts, despite like his scorn towards relationship and friendships and so much, right? I think he actually views like real relationships and friendships as like he puts it on a pedestal a lot, right? Like that's his whole problem is he actually has like this incredible like important view of them, and he just thinks all of the relationships in his life and everything are like fake and don't count and are they're undermined by something and all of this. So it's so easy for him to fall back into that line of thinking. Yeah. I don't know if there was any kind of hint for this. Should I have known this? Should I have had any way to guess that Yui was the owner of the dog? Like maybe. If so, I didn't. So I had no idea. I don't know. Like I guess that makes sense. Sure, why not? God. And yeah, it immediately creates this distance, right? Where he thinks I guess it makes sense to me that the first thing he says to her that he immediately just brings it up. He can't stand to, in his mind, continue this relationship under like false pretenses from like his position, right? Like what did he want? What did he want? He wanted Yui to say, "Oh, you're the one who saved my dog. Thank you so much." Like all of like I guess, right? But then he would have just closed himself off to her. Right, like he views all of that, saving the dog and everything, almost as like some dark history that he has, right? Like he wouldn't even want to acknowledge it, I feel like, right? He wouldn't even want to view it as something that he wants to take credit for, I feel like, right? Which is interesting because like in the last episode, um it's like he was mad. It's like he was mad at his sister for like not telling him who she was that goes to his school and all of this, right? It's like you get the idea that it's like maybe if he hadn't had this connection with Yui already, right? And he knew that Yui is the one that he saved their dog, right? That like what? He would have wanted to like not start a friendship with her, I'm sure, right? But approach her with that context like in mind, like knowing that that is the context in which, their relationship exists in. I guess, right? And because it's not like that, he feels like he's a fool, I suppose. You're so nice, Yokohama-san. You don't need to worry about me, though. God, stupid little fucking smile. I only saved your dog by chance. I'd probably be a loner even without the accident. So it's like he thinks because he saved the dog by chance that he doesn't want this accident, I guess, to be the reason why he has a friend, I suppose, right? It's just this weird like threshold, this weird like I don't even know what word to use for it. this weird way he views relationships where he thinks for them to be real, it has to not be from something like this, I guess, which it's just impossible. It's just impossible. That just doesn't make any sense, right? I can't that just can't be right, you know? But I understand. I guess I understand how he's thinking of it. It's again, it's just the same way Yukino. The same way Yukino automatically thinks everyone is only approaching her. Everyone would only care about her because of she's rich and popular. I mean, not even popular, but she's rich and she's so like imposing, and she's so good at everything, and she said, all of these things, right? She has all of these ideas of what she thinks the other person must have preconceptions of her about. And so in her mind, that makes anyone trying to like form any kind of like relationship with her in any way like less meaningful because they have all of these preconceptions about her that like she thinks aren't like really like a meaningful part about her, right? Like it's like I think you can understand it, right? I mean, I guess that's just like this too, right? Where he wants like an actual like friendship in his mind, right? Like a real one where it isn't this weird like oh, I saved her dog, so that's the only reason she cares, right? Even though again it's just stupid. That's just not. It just doesn't matter. Is that fair for me to say? Is that fair for me to say, or is that just dismissing his problem unfairly? I'd probably be a loner even if that'd be accident. I guess I can understand it. I guess I can understand his mindset about this, where it's like if this hadn't happened, then Yui, in his mind, just wouldn't care about him at all, and he wouldn't have a friendship with her at all. So he thinks it's less meaningful because if he hadn't done this for her, then yeah, they wouldn't have a relationship. So he thinks it all hinges on him having saved her dog, which like he doesn't like that, right? I can understand that. I can understand that. There's absolutely no need for you to worry about it. Sorry, I know you went out of your way for me. And he thinks, and this is the other thing, right? He thinks it makes sense that we got all this stuff with Saki in this episode. He thinks that she is like taking on like some kind of responsibility, um some kind of like she paying compensation to him, I suppose, for what he did, right? And he doesn't want that, right? He doesn't want her to be like taking this on to herself, I suppose, right? That's how he views it. You don't have to do this anymore. If you're being nice to me because of the dog, then stop. And it's just so like I guess it's great that he phrases this as like a question or like a hypothetical. If you're being nice to me because of the dog, then stop. It's just the fact that he even entertains that, the fact that he even thinks that there's a possibility that that is the only reason why she cares about him at all. Like, yeah, it's like horrible and hurtful. What an awful thing to even suggest, right? It's not really like that. Of course it isn't, Like his attitude about it, his way of thinking about it like this is what undermines it being a real, like actual genuine relationship in any way, right? Like, God, it's so frustrating because it's his mindset about it that ruins the relationships from his point of view, right? Because if he just didn't think about this, if he just didn't care about it, it's not like his relationship with Yui would change, right? Like God. Because it is entirely a, like, he's only doing this in retrospect, right? Like, his relationship with Yui up until this moment was fine, and it's not like he hated it, right? But he's only in retrospect now going back and thinking that it was all meaningless because of this. She'll probably stay nice until the very end, so it's like he has to push her away himself, I suppose, right? Like, what does he think? What does he think seeing her cry like that? Like, God. I hate nice girls. Just exchanging greetings with them will get them on your mind. Yeah, yeah, and it's like he wants it to be easier to distance himself from her, right? He would have wanted her to say like, "Oh yeah, I only cared about you because you saved my dog, ha ha ha," and walk away, right? That's what he would have wanted. That would be easier for him to stomach than like the reality of what he's doing right now is he is pushing her away for absolutely no reason, for just complete nonsense, right? And he wishes that she wasn't so nice, so it would be easier for him to do that, right? Because it's hard, because relationships are hard. It's hard to have friends. It's hard to, like, God. Because I guess that's part of it too, is like he probably has all of these feelings about like not having known that he saved her, that she is the one who he saved her dog, right? And all of these things, right? It probably does like create like this weird like feeling in her mind, in his mind, sorry, of all of this stuff about her and their relationship. It's probably like kind of weird and awkward in a way that he didn't know that until now. But his reaction to it is just to blow up the relationship, just be like, "Oh, we're done. We could stop being friends forever now." I just, God. But I understand it. I understand it so much. Like, man, start texting each other and your heart will be set aflutter. Gonna delete her number from his phone. If they call you, you're done for. You'll be looking at your logs and grinning like a fool. However, I won't get fooled again. It's all just being nice. And that's the other thing, right? If you're nice to me, you're nice to others. He thinks that not only is she only being nice to him because of the dog thing, but she's also just nice to everyone. So her being nice to him in the first place wasn't even anything special at all, right? Because she's nice to everyone, right? It's like the dog thing just like drew her attention, and that's the only reason that she's nice to him, right? Like so what? So if she was awful and mean to everyone, but then she was nice to you and you alone and no one else, that would make it meaningful. Like that just man, it's like this like exclusivity, I guess, right? Like he wants to feel special almost, in the eyes of another person, I suppose. I always end up nearly forgetting that. It's just such a horrible way to think of this kind of thing, right? Like, if the truth is cruel, then surely lies are kind. That's why kindness itself is a lie. If the truth is cruel, then lies are kind. So he views their relationship up to this moment as a lie, right? He thinks their friendship has been fake and not real. And yeah, the truth is this cruel thing that he's been subjected to, I suppose. That it's just fake. God, it's actually so frustrating because Yui, like looking at Yui walk up, he's so sad right now. Yui has nothing to feel bad about, right? Yui did nothing wrong at all, right? It is, but because of the kind of person Yui is, because she is so nice, because she cares so much about like other people and all of this, she's going to feel bad. She's gonna feel like she did something wrong. She's gonna feel like she did something wrong to Hachiman. But she didn't. She didn't do anything wrong at all. She did nothing wrong, right? She's absolutely the kind of person, how she's gonna blame herself. She's gonna think that, like, what? Oh, I should have told Hachiman that, that I knew that he's the one who saved my daughter. Like, it's just stupid. It's just, God. God. Man. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. Hachiman, you're fucking stupid. God damn it. That's why kindness itself is a lie. I always get hyped up. I always got hyped up. I always got let down. And before I knew it, I stopped hoping. A highly trained learner is once bitten, twice shy. As a veteran on this battlefield of life. Insane thing to say. You're a high schooler, man. You will find nobody more skilled at losing than me. Because you subject yourself to it. Like, oh, God. Just what a fucking... Hachiman, buddy, pal. Now that I am thinking about this whole dog thing, about Yui being the one with the dog, I want to go back now. It wasn't, when we saw, like, that flashback, I think it was in episode 2, when they were outside, right? It wasn't Yui who saw the flashback, right? No, it was Hachiman. Okay, I was gonna make sure. I'm not crazy. For a second, I almost, like, tricked myself into thinking that it was Yui who was standing here having, like, this flashback moment with the dog stuff. Because then that would have been an obvious giveaway that it was her. But no, okay, I'm not that stupid. We're good. Okay. Um, okay, I talk about the rest of the episode, right? Let's talk about all the Saki stuff, I suppose. We start the episode with Hachiman being an idiot, as always. I love this. I love this beginning part of the episode because he comes up with all of these stupid reasons and excuses for why being tardy is awesome. Trying to emulate high-flying members of the workforce. Yeah, he wants to be a stay-at-home husband. Like, so he has like 3 different reasons, right? Like, he's trying to emulate a high-flying member of the workforce. Being late might actually not be a bad thing. Um, superheroes are always late, right? Like, I just love it because it just shows, like, the hollowness of his reasoning and everything, right? It's almost like he's trying to get going. He's trying to get going into one of his, like, manifestos, like, papers about, like, how awesome tardiness is. But she just keeps rebutting him immediately. So he just goes to, like, a new reason, right? Just over and over again. It just shows how, like, cope his mentality is about all of this, right? I'd go so far as to say that tardiness is justice. Like, look at this guy. Like, Jesus Christ. Man, we got another problem child, apparently. Kawasaki Saki. Which, God, it's so sad because she's really not a problem child at all. She's just taken too much onto her shoulders, right? She's taken too much responsibility onto herself, right? She is, man, God, right? Like she's late because she's trying too hard, because she's doing too much, you know? It's sad. It's very sad. It's the opposite of Hachiman in a lot of ways. Well, I don't know. Is that Hachiman is interesting. He is withdrawn from people and from society and from everyone. Because he says he doesn't care, and because he would rather not try than try, right? Like it's easier to just give everything up, to not have any relationships, to act like this, to be, you know. And Saki here, it's like she's trying so hard, honestly, right? Like she's trying too much that she stretched herself so thin that she can't, right? That she can't put on like the amount of effort that she should in all of these different aspects of her life, because she's filling up the bucket too much, right? There's too much, right? It's interesting. It's interesting how both of them end up like seeming similar to an outsider in a way, right? Both of them probably being kind of like loners, both of them being kind of like delinquents in a sense, you know, all of that, you know. Yeah, summer session for high school students. So God, she's gonna be going to school, doing the summer school stuff, doing a job, like way too much stuff to be doing as a high schooler, girl. Like God, and it all comes from the sad place of her thinking that like she doesn't want her family to she doesn't want to be a burden. She doesn't want to be a burden on her family, right? She would rather, like, she sees her brother is going to this prep school now and all of this, right? And she knows that that's like a new expense and all of this stuff, right? So she thinks that, you know, she should be the one to like bear that, right? She doesn't want to ruin like opportunities for her brother, for her family in general, for herself, right? So she thinks that she should take all that weight on herself, right? Such a sad way to like view it, because it's like, that's what family's for, right? That's what family's for, right? You're supposed to like share that burden with each other. You're supposed to be able to be a burden on your family, right? That's the point. They should, as long as your family doesn't suck, right? They should be willing to like do things for you, to take that, right? But it's hard, right? You have to be willing to do that, right? You have to be willing to let other people like take part in your problems in that way, you know? It's just interesting because it's like that's kind of Yukino's thing, right? How Yukino's thing was how you know, no one can save, you know, people can only save themselves, right? You can't but people's problems can't be solved just through other people solving them for them, right? But that's kind of the problem is Saki is already doing that, right? Saki's taking that like phrase, that idea to the extreme, where she's trying to do everything only by herself and not even let other people help her, right? And not even for the sake of herself, for the sake of the people she cares about, right? Yeah, yeah. Yoyogi Prep School's Sudanuma branch, I guess. Sudanuma branch. Okay, interesting. They're all doing some studying here. They're hanging out with Saika. I guess he's part of the squad now, huh? Yui gets that like English phrase horribly incorrect. Thank God. I thought a weirdo just started talking to me out of the blue. That kind of is what happened, in a sense, in a way. Like, look at the faces in this shot. Look at both of the faces in this shot. God. We didn't invite you, though. Do you need something? Thank you, Yukino, for always being so straightforward, right? God. Yukino really flies under the radar, doesn't she, right? The show is so focused on Hachiman's development and Hachiman, the way that Hachiman relates to all of these problems that we faced in every episode, right? How there's always some kind of way it relates to him and like his thoughts on stuff and all of this. And there's always Yukino off in the corner where everything also obviously relates to her too, in a way, right? It certainly feels like this episode especially as well, right? I just can't help but wonder, like, there's all this stuff about family and Yukino. Yukino says some things about family that just makes me wonder, right? Like, Yukino's family is rich, and there's all this stuff about it, right? Where I think, a large part of Yukino's like attitude and the way she engages with other people comes from her idea of what their preconceptions about her are. That comes from like her position with her family and all of that. There's just all of these things that relate to her as well. Just because of her attitude, because of I guess because we're not in her head as well, right? Um, she just really flies under the radar. It's so much harder to like to understand her in the same way that we can understand Hachiman. I don't know. It's very interesting, right? Because I just can't help but wonder. It's like, is she someone similar to Saki in a way? Maybe, maybe. I guess you could kind of say that of all of the characters, though. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure all college-bound students are bound to start preparing by now. I'm also trying to get a prep school scholarship. Prep schools have started exempting good students from paying fees. If I get a scholarship and have my parents pay my tuition fees, all that money will be mine. Hachiman, fuck you. Like, God, ridiculous. Jesus. It's crazy how this is the exact opposite of Saki's problem in this episode, right? Like, she wants to do everything she can to not have her parents have to pay a bunch for her and all of this, right? She wants her brother to, like, all of that. And here's Hachiman trying to, like, get double the money, right? Trying to get a scholarship and not tell his parents and have them pay the tuition. And then he'd probably stop going and quit college, right? Like, God. He's so ridiculous. I'm not hurting anyone, so what's the big deal? Right, right. Because I guess they would pay either way, right? I guess that's how he views it. He has like such a, he probably thinks that it's like his parents' job. It's like their place to pay for his tuition money. So there's nothing wrong with it. That's how he views it. Anyway, his sister shows up, Kamachi, meets all the people. Oh, so she immediately, okay, I get this now. She immediately knows that this is the girl with the dog, of course, right, right. I'm neither Hikigayakun's classmate nor his friend. It's regrettable, but I guess I'm an acquaintance. Yukino, we need some Yukino stuff. Like, as much as I hate on Hachiman, as much as I talk about him all the time, it's like Yukino might be worse off, right? She really might be, because she's so much less approachable. That's like the crazy thing, right? She's so much less approachable than Hachiman is, even, right? Hachiman has to put in so much effort to make himself unapproachable all the time. But people, like, almost by default, I guess, because of Yukino's attitude too, I suppose, right? No one messes with her either, I guess. And I guess what's interesting about that though is Yui's friendship with Yukino feels much more real, feels much more like she's so much more open to it in a sense, right? Than Hachimana is, obviously after this fucking episode too. So in a way, it kind of feels like maybe Yukino isn't as bad off. It just depends. It's different hurdles we have to get past, right? Yukino has all of these. It's kind of the same thing for both of them, where Hachiman and Yukino, they both have this problem of thinking any relationship that they were ever form is like not real and doesn't count, right? But it kind of comes from different places. Where Hachiman makes his relationships not real, and he makes them not count through his own behavior, like meaningfully, like he does it like on purpose. And Yukino, it's like she has to be able to believe that her relationship with Yui or like with Hachiman is like real, right? It's like it has to be able to get over that hurdle, right? And God, I guess it's like that with Hachiman too. I guess it's kind of the same. It's just the way they engage with it feels so different, right? I don't know. I don't know. I guess I can imagine Yukino doing a similar thing here as what Hachiman did in this episode. It would be like if, let's say, in like, I don't know, 20 episodes from now, Hachiman and Yukino are best friends. And for some reason, Yukino gets it in her head that the only reason Hachiman cares about her is because he is really impressed by how rich and awesome she is, and all of these things, all of those like insecurity she has about other people's preconceptions of her. I guess I can imagine her like shutting him off completely and having like a similar thing to what he did with Yui here. So maybe they are just like the same person, right? Maybe they really just are, right? I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. So here is Saki's brother. God, Hachiman, you are ridiculous. Um, anyway, Yeah, honestly, like the question of are you their friend? That's a hard I don't know. That's a hard thing to ask, right? I understand Yui's thing here, frankly. She's become quite the delinquent. She comes home late. Yeah, yeah. And it is quite the job for okay, we get this like bizarre sequence with like more Hachiman trauma of his childhood, people calling him Herpy Gaia. I what is the actual like joke here? What is the actual pun here? It can't be this, right? Like in Japanese, someone's got to tell me what it is. Someone's got to tell me what it is. God. Anyway, this is a job, of course, for the volunteer club, naturally. Family reasons, they're everywhere. We get all of these mentions from Yukino of like family stuff in this episode, right? It makes me wonder like what is Yukino's relationship with her family like? We know that some of her issues, some of her like insecurities come from her relation to her family and the way that other people perceive her in relation to that, right? Like Saki saying that her family's so rich and her dropping her drink, right? Um so that's interesting. She also has some stuff to say about like siblings. It makes me wonder, does she have a sibling, right? A brother or sister? Maybe. And I wonder what their relationship is like, if so. Hmm. So the volunteer club shall do it. She's gotta save herself, gotta fix her own problem, of course, but we will help her. And Yukino wants to do animal therapy. Like, what are we talking about? Does Yukino just like cats? Does Yukino just love cats? Because we have this the cutest scene ever where she keeps meowing at the cat. God. So maybe she just likes cats. Maybe she just wanted to bring a cat to school, and that was the entire reason why we tried this. God. Yeah, don't say a word, Hachiman. God, Jesus. Taishi calls him, he hangs up immediately. Like, she is allergic to cats, unfortunately. There are things you can't talk to your parents about because they're too close. Maybe you should talk to another adult about it. Maybe so. So Furatsuka tries, but it's interesting because the way that she tries is really bad, right? I don't think this is a good way to do it. I guess it just comes from misunderstanding of Saki's circumstances, I suppose. Even though I guess I just don't know. I don't know if this is ever a good way to like approach it. To be like, oh, what are your parents gonna think, right? Like when someone's doing something like this, when someone's exhibiting the behavior that Saki is, right? I don't know, right? Because obviously, from our perspective, we know it's like the reason why she's doing this is because yeah, she cares about her parents' feelings. That's all she cares about. What she's not considering is her own feelings and herself, right? She's considering others too much, right? And I guess I can understand where Vraska's coming from, right? I just don't know if this is ever a good way to approach it, you know? I don't know. I don't know. But I mean Saki murders her in response, so someone marry her already, please. God. It's only one reason a girl would change, and that's love. I don't think so. I don't think so. If Hayama can't do it, then it's impossible. God. And Hachiman thinks that's hilarious. Can't blame him. Can't blame him. So there's a weird store. The first one is literally Angel Mort from Higurashi, which is just it's this stupid maid cafe place. Why did we even go here? What was the point of this? Just so we could see Yukino and Yui all dressed up? Is that the entire point of this and the story? And for him to show up again. I always forget his name. I'm sorry. Zymokazuza? No, Zymakuza? Was that it? Zymakuza? Is that? Let me get this like down once and for all. Zymokuza? No. What is it again? What is it? What is it? Uh, yeah, Zymokuza. Okay, Zymokuza. Okay, we're good. We're good. But he shows up, of course. When there's a maid cafe, obviously, yeah, this guy's got to show up. Of course, it's his natural territory. I'm sure. I'm sure. I don't really understand. Like they go inside, right? Why do Yui and Yukino like get like? How did this happen? Did they walk inside and they applied for jobs to be maids at the maid cafe and they got hired instantly? I guess. I suppose they just have like I don't know. I don't know. But like sure, sure. Yeah. Hachiman probably agrees with that fantasy. They look very refined, very nice. But it was not here. This was not where we needed to go. Instead, it is Hotel Royal Okura lies the Angel Ladder at the very top. And we are all dressed up. God, Hachiman looks like that. I won't say how I feel about how he looks. The girls look very nice, very refined. A million of these dresses. Yeah. Don't be so dramatic. I just have these because sometimes I get the chance to wear them. Normally people wouldn't get the chance to. I suppose. And here we are, and she's like the bartender, which like there's no way you can do this as a high schooler, right? Like I don't know, in the US, you aren't allowed to work with alcohol as a high schooler. So I assume she's lying about her age for that too, not just the whole like 10 o'clock thing, right? Hmm. Don't tell me on a date with that. If you're talking about this thing to my right, there's a line and you just crossed it. I love how he's just the butt of the joke forever. People really getting in her business. Yeah. Hmm. Kinoshi's implying that Kawasaki's lying about her age. She sure is. I like that, right? Her lying about her age to work. Because like she has to. She has to lie about her age. In the same way that like to take all of this responsibility on her shoulders, it's almost like she's trying to like grow up too fast. She's trying to take too much responsibility for someone who's in high school, right? Like literally by lying about her age to get this job, and also just like through her mentality and everything she's doing, right? Like she's still a high school student. You can still be a kid, right? Like come on, come on. That's what youth is all about, right? Makes me that's an interesting thing. I'm surprised that didn't come up in this episode, right? Like Hachiman's thoughts about that, about youth and all of this. Need the money. Wait, what did she say? There's no way a guy who goes around saying to work is to lose would get it. I literally. Hmm. And yeah, she kind of yeah, your father is a member of the prefectural diet, isn't he? How could someone so well off understand anything about me? And that is I like the number one like insecure thing of Yukino, right? Like God, that's really hit her where it hurts there, huh? Man. Hmm. I wonder how we're gonna like I don't know. I guess that's just something Yukino is gonna have to deal with eventually. I just wonder, like, how do you like? It's a hard thing for me to relate to, I guess, because like most people don't have rich families like that, right? Like that kind of like class difference, I guess, right, is not something that most people really have to deal with like high school like friendships like this. I don't know. Anyway, we put together a little like intervention here for her at 5:30 a.m., which is like ridiculously early, but sure. And yeah, this is where we've talked about it. Her decision to yeah try and take care of the tuition fees herself, basically, because of her not wanting to be a burden. Basically, is what it comes back to, right? Hmm. I want to go to college, but I don't want to cause any problems for you or her parents because of that. Yeah. So I guess she won't even. I guess her idea is she won't even bring up the idea of going to college until she like has enough money to pay for it herself. Then she'll just do it, right? So her parents won't like feel the need to do it, I suppose. I once ran away from home when I was a kid because I hated coming back to an empty house. It wasn't my parents, but my brother who came to pick me up then, and he's been coming home before me ever since. How nice, how sweet. But he has no friends, so he comes back early. But like, come on. Maybe that is part of it, you know? You never know. You never know, right? Just like how you don't want to cause any problems for your family, Taishikun doesn't want to cause any problems for you either, right? Like that's how family is. You cause problems for each other, and you help each other with those problems. Like, come on. That's how just relationships are in general, right? Do you know what a scholarship is? Exactly. Come on. Is that what siblings are like? Depends on the people involved. You also call them your closest strangers. Yukino says, yes, of course. That I understand. She has to have a sibling, right? I want to see it. I wonder what it's like, right? Their relationship and all of that, you know? Man. Okay, and we've already talked about all this, so... Ah, man, maybe my favorite episode so far, just because of these last, like, 5 minutes, right? It's so... Oh, God. What are we gonna do? Hachiman, buddy, what are we gonna do? This... Oh, this is just not right. This is just not right. Oh, God. Well, I guess we will see. We'll see where this goes next time, I suppose. So, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.